This question says, below is a picture of a fish tank at the Shed Aquarium in Chicago. It asks, how many cubic feet of water can the tank hold when full? Anytime I'm asked to find cubic feet, I'm asked to find volume. So I want to know what the volume is of this whole thing. Now, first thing I notice is that this is a composite figure. It's been broken up into two prisms. So I actually have to find the volume of each tank separately and then find the total. What I want you to look for is what I do or how I find some of the dimensions that are not labeled. So you'll notice when I start solving for this prism, I won't have a labeled length. So I'll have to solve for it. You'll also notice that when I start solving for the taller prism, I won't have a labeled width. So I have to look for it. So these are the things you should be looking for, is how I find unlabeled dimensions. Here we go. So first we're going to solve for the volume of tank 1. This can be tank 1. Okay. I know that I need to find the length, width, and height of that tank. So I'm going to find the length, the width, and the height. I know those are the numbers I'll be multiplying. All right. So I know length is side to side, and this figure goes from here to here. Well, there's a length, there's a length, and there's a length. I don't see it labeled. This 7 is representing the length of both of them combined. It's finding 7 feet represents the length of tank 1 and the length of tank 2 combined. I don't want the length of both of them. I just want the length of tank 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the total and I'm going to subtract the length of tank 2 to find out what tank 1 equals. I can see tank 2 is 4 feet long. So if I have a total of 7 feet and tank 2 is 4 feet, then that means that tank 1 is 3 feet. So the length of tank 1 is 3 feet. Next, I need to find the width. I know width is front to back. Here's a width, here's a width, and here's a width. The width is 5 feet. It was labeled, so I'm going to plug in the number 5. Last one I need to find is height. Height is from top to bottom. I can see the height is here, here, and here, and it's been labeled as 6 feet. Now all I have to do is multiply my 3 dimensions. When I multiply 2 of them together, we get a base area. 3 times 30 equals 90. So we have 90 cubic feet for tank 1. Now, we're going to do the same thinking for tank 2. This time, you will see that I have trouble finding a width. Oops, I'm trying to erase that. You'll see that I have trouble finding a width. So look for how I know what the width is. Tank 2, I can see, was 4 feet long. Had the length labeled in the back. Okay, now I need to find the width. I can see the width is here, here, and here, but it's not labeled. But look, I can see that tank 2 has the same width as the smaller tank on the left, tank 1. They're the same because they're even. There's no overlap. So tank 2 has the same width as tank 1, and tank 1 was 5 feet wide. So the width of tank 2 is 5 feet because we can see that it is the same width, it's even with the width of tank 1. Last part we have to find is the height. I know height is top to bottom. I can see the full height here, and the full height here, and it's been labeled for us as 10 feet. Now all we have to do is solve for our volume of tank 2. 4 times 5 is 20, and 20 times 10 is 200. So the volume of tank 2 is 200 cubic feet. But we're not done. They wanted the volume of the whole thing. We found the separate volumes. We found volume of tank 1. Then we found the volume of tank 2. We got to add those two volumes together. When I take 90 plus 200, we get 290 cubic feet. So our final answer was 290 cubic feet.